Good morning, everyone, at the Grand Hyatt in Vail. We got Tricia Swenson out in the field. We'll be going to her in a little bit. Chilly morning, right? Am I right? If any of you guys have been outside yet, old one. But even though it's chilly, we did get some nice snow. Believe it, last week or so, over 2 feet of snow. And just since yesterday, that nice storm that walloped us yesterday, almost 10 inches. Well, I think 9 inches reporting Beaver Creek and Vail. But we probably got more than that because that does a 2-hour recording, and it started snowing kind of before that actual report. So we got really good snow. That's the point. It's chilly. Pour yourself another cup of coffee, another tea bag in that water. Stick around for the next hour. We're going to bring you all kinds of cool stuff. You can see at the bottom of the screen, we got the thing going there, the tag going, all the runs and chairlifts that are opening in Beaver Creek and Vail. And, of course, you can always get on Vail.com and beavercreek.com to kind of plan your afternoon. But do be prepared for morning. And if you're going to get out there early, if you want to try and make first chair, layer up. It's all about the layers. You might hear people about layering, but it is true. The more you layer up, the warmer you're going to be. This is my rule of thumb. And living in the mountains for almost 33 years, it's better to not need it than to get up there and go, ooh, I wish I would have put on that layer or put on that extra fleece gaiter or whatever it might be. It's better to have it and then to wish you had it. So it's a chilly one. We got all the great stuff coming up. Of course, we're going to be taking to Tricia here in a little while. We got cool reports. And, of course, yeah, you feeling it? Oh, I mind you, it's World Cup fever. That's right. The men will probably get to the courses today. Yesterday was canceled due to the bad weather, the wind, the snow, drifting snow. And, of course, those guys skiing on that ice, that's what they prefer, literally skiing on ice. And all that beautiful powder that was falling, very conducive to World Cup alpine skiing. But that event is going to take place BC World Cup. If you're hanging out in the morning right now, trying to, again, plan on your day, BC World Cup for all the events. There's skier interviews. There's all kinds of cool stuff happening. But as we plan our day, also make sure if you're new to the valley, lots of water. You don't get dehydrated. A lot of folks to visit up here, and they're like, oh, I'm just thirsty all the time. I kind of got a headache. Just drink lots and lots and lots of water, and you'll be just fine. My earpiece calling out here. Pardon me. Also remind you, there's lots of ways to watch. You can get us on. You can like us on YouTube. You can get on Facebook page. And you also, every morning on Outside Television, Channel 17, we are here 7:30 to 8:30. There's a look at all those. Jump on there and like us. Please like us. And for what we have going on. But, we're also going to take it something really cool right now. This is a piece our own Tricia Swenson had a chance to talk to Rachel Levy from Beaver Creek and Vail Marketing, and they did something really beautiful over in Beaver Creek recently. A man who has loved this valley for many, many, many decades. One of my close friends, Gary Shermanowitz, who passed away not too long ago and definitely too soon. They're dedicating a run to him on the mountain, which I think is an absolutely beautiful thing. So we're going to take it to an interview Tricia had, and we're going to hear more about this beautiful run dedicated to Gary Shermanowitz.
I've got a lot of things going on besides racing. Rachel Levitsky is here to tell us more. Beaver Creek, public relations, and Rachel, we've got all interesting things that we're doing up at the races. Absolutely. And one of them is to honor our very own Gary Shermanowitz, who unfortunately lost last year.
Gary's presence was felt at the races every single year. He started as a race puller, and then obviously when he passed was the VP of Mountain Operations Creek. So the Vail Valley Foundation is honoring him for the races at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday, and be celebrating his life and all of the impact that he made to Beaver Creek and to the Prairie World Cup.
Oh yeah, and you know what? This has had such a long history. I remember Gary, when this first started, basically, like he was involved year in and year out.
Yes.
And I know later on in the season, you will have a run dedicated to Gary.
We did announce that we are renaming Diamond Run on the front side of the mountain to Gary's, which is a beautiful tribute to see that Gary left here at Beaver Creek, and we're thrilled to open that hopefully soon with all this.
Yeah, and that'll be right next to Helmets and Addies.
Yes,
so a couple
of
famous friends on either side of that.
Yep.
But what do you think? I mean, great. I know we had to cancel Fridays, but you know what? It's so great to have the people here. It's all the activities in the village. Yes. This is a wonderful weekend.
There's much to do. This incredible World Cup spirit. Even though it's Friday, the village is still so wonderfully vibrant, and there's tons to do, whether it's signings or music or build your own hot chocolate, I heard. I'll be doing that, yes. But then races Saturday at 10 a.m. and really excited to, have some speedy times at the beach.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
And opening up a Red Tail Run for skier and rider race,
Yes.
and also Birds of Prey Express. Yeah, we got a lot going on here.
There is a lot going on. It's early season still, but we hit the ground running, and Musher and all of our operations teams certainly helped out.
All right, perfect. On this morning.
Of course. Thank you. Have a great day.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more, to experience it for yourself there. Get your lift tickets today.
Hey everybody, don't adjust your TVs. This is take two. We've had a few technical difficulties in the opening of the show, so we figured, product, let's just start it over. So here we are again, Billy Dorn here, studio in the Grand Hyatt Vail. We got Tricia Swenson out on the mountain. We'll be checking with her shortly. But hey, the big news, right? Yeah, World Cup. We'll get to that. But how about that storm it just came through? Oh yeah, we got 9 inches of new snow on Beaver Hill. 9 inches. The very beginning of December. That is terrific. And believe it or not, in the last week, 2 feet of snow we've received in the last week, and we got more on the way. We'll be giving you some thumbs up. I want to let everyone know right now, if you have to be anywhere this morning, this afternoon, give yourself plenty of time. I just drove in, obviously, from Edwards here to Vail this morning. Very, very icy. Temperature's very chilly right now, so nothing's going to start melting anytime soon, with the exception of what they put on the highway to help that ice melt. But it is a slick morning, especially on the off-roads, the side roads. The interstate is sketchy right now. It'll definitely be in worse shape as you get higher up around Vail Pass, around Howard Tunnel. If you have to go anywhere, give yourself plenty of time. The roads are not good. There it is in a nutshell. We got all kinds of cool stuff coming up. Of course, I mentioned the World Cup. It is World Cup fever happening right now. Yesterday's races were canceled due to the bad weather that came in, which is good for the ski mountain, but not so much for downhill ski racing. Those events will be taking place today and tomorrow. I believe the downhill will be made up for today, plus the regular downhill that's happening today, and then the Super G, the Giant Slalom is Sunday, tomorrow. And if you want more information about that, you can get on bcworldcup.com, and that's a terrific site. It's got all kinds of interviews with athletes talking about the races, and the whole event schedule is up there. But right now, we're going to bring it up to Tricia. She is in Beaver Creek. She is right in the middle of all that. So let's take it up, Tricia, and see what she's got going on.
Thank you. We have Ross Leonhard with us right now. He's with the Vail Valley Foundation. They're the organization that puts this on, and we are getting the scoop on what's happening today. Ross has a shovel in his hand because, Billy, they are shoveling out the grandstands. There is, I don't know how much snow. Ross, what was the official report?
I mean, you can look at it. What do you think?
I'd say 7, 8.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of snow out here. We have an amazing crew. Everyone from our talent crew, our volunteers, the Beaver Creek All Mountain Operations team is unbelievable.
Show you what they're doing.
We got world-class people working on this World Cup, so we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna make it happen today. Thanks to all these awesome people that make this happen, all our partners, all our staff, all our volunteers. So come on up.
Yeah. So 10 a.m. is when the race is going to start, which is earlier than we've typically had in the past. Usually we're kind of at 11 a.m. or at 10:30 if it's a giant slalom, that kind of thing. So people need to get out of bed, get going, because if you're going to park at the lots below, allow about an hour maybe to park, get the first bus, walk through the village, because the bus is going to drop you off at the boulevard. And then you're going to walk towards the covered bridge. And then that bus is going to bring you up here. And then, Billy Dorn, I hope you've been doing some working out, because your lungs are going to feel what we have, like 92 stairs?
It's a little bit of a process. Don't be in a rush, and seriously, be careful out here. There is a ton of snow from yesterday, so everyone just be careful, take your time, and don't rush, please.
Oh, now I'm intimidated. Now I'm intimidated because I have not been working out, which means I'm going to be struggling. Is that what you're telling me?
Hey, but Billy, are you thirsty? Because we have some Bloody Marys they're giving away today. Tell us
always
about
thirsty
that,
for
Ross.
those.
Yeah. So this was kind of a tradition we started a couple years ago, but it's called Get Down at the Downhill. Free bloodies up here starting at 8:30, just to encourage people to come early. We already have fans waiting for us to clear the grandstand so they can go sit down. So it's happening. People are showing up. Bloodies will be coming out soon, and a whole lot going on around races today.
I love it. I love it. It is a party, and just like today's Vail Daily, which we'll get to in a second, I just want to show this cover here. The need for speed, baby. It is on. Everyone got held off yesterday.
Yeah, I got to shout out photographer Chris Dillman, man. That guy does an amazing job for the Vail Daily. He is everywhere. He shoots everything. And again, that is an incredible shot. He did a great job with that. And also the story on 8-4 today about some of our talent volunteers who have kids on the U.S. ski team. So paper's looking great today.
Always good. Always good.
Group and everything. Now, a few things that we didn't get to yesterday, fireworks being one of them. Is that going to happen this evening?
It's planned for this evening. Yep. So after the races, ton going on down in the village. Yesterday the vibe was awesome. So we've covered the ice rink first time since 2015, the World Championships. We've covered the ice rink. So the vibe is electric down there. The stage is out there. A ton of awesome vendors. So it's going to be a good time down there.
There will also be a watch party going on as well, and that'll be at the same time as the race, right?
Yes, yeah. So if you're running a little late or don't want to come up early, out in the village, it's going to be on the big screen, and good place to watch.
All right. Hey, Ross has work to do. I'm going to let him go. I know he's got a stack of things on his brain that he's got to get to, so we'll let you go, Ross, but thank you so much for the scoop on what's happening.
Thanks for being up here. Looking forward to seeing everyone.
Okay. Yeah, so Billy, I mean, that's what they're doing right now. Here, let me just kind of show you behind me. They are shoveling.
Well, you know what's great, Tricia? You and Ross just touched on the fact, for our viewers who maybe are new to the Valley and maybe it's the first time visiting during World Cup, it is a party. You guys just said it. The vibe, man, it just starts going. The electricity starts getting bigger and bigger as the day progresses, as more things open, more people show up, and it is a ruckus. It's a wild rumpus is what it is.
Well, and you know what, Billy? There are some great giveaways. So yesterday, even though we didn't have the races, they still had the events happening in the afternoon. The live music. Shaun White was sequestered in the Celsius Igloo. The line to see that guy and get his autograph was around the plaza. And then, of course, Ted Ligety was there. Julia Mancuso was there. The team itself, the Vail U.S. Alpine Ski Team, was doing autographs. So a lot of that was happening. But giveaways. Okay, so we were in that ice rink, which is not an ice rink right now. It's just full of these vendor tents. And some guy comes down, he had this crazy headband, and he goes, "Hey, we're giving away skis and snowboards in 5 minutes at the C-Bar." So my friends and I were like, well, we got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Let's try to win something.
Heck yeah.
So we go up there, we get there like 5 minutes before the drawing. I didn't win, but you know what? My two friends, Kirsten and hey, there's Chris Anthony. Come on over here, Chris. Kristen and Bill both won. She won the Pacifico snowboard, and he won a bottle of whiskey.
No
Hey,
kidding. That's
Chris.
fantastic. That's fantastic. You never know what's going to be happening up there. There's so much money, so much prize money. And there's our good friend Chris Anthony. Hey, Chris, good to see you. It's fresh back from Europe.
Well, let him catch his breath because
Yes.
he just came up like those 92 stairs. And even though this guy is in good shape, those stairs get you.
Yeah, it wakes you up in the morning for sure.
Okay, well, Chris, tell us about this. What are you going to be doing today?
I'm going to be sitting in what they call the mix zone.
Okay.
So that's where the athletes come out through the corral. They come walking through there, and then they do all their interviews.
Yep.
So hopefully I get to do one interview somewhere down the line. So they kind of work their way down by importance.
Yep.
I'm at the end.
Okay. Well, we've got Euro, all the European stations here. What our time, it's a morning, but it's a prime time in Europe. And I know we got another World Cup, a little soccer ball rolling around, but
Yeah.
World Cup ski racing is very important in Europe as well.
Yeah, this morning the Americans play, so big game.
Oh yeah, games.
Big
So
game.
a lot of things going on. And who are your picks today?
Oh gosh, well, Kilday, of course.
Today, yep.
Marco.
Is he feeling better? I know he suffered the flu earlier this week.
He's been sick, but I was with some of the Norwegians last night at an event, and they were like,
He'll be
he's skiing
fine.
strong. He's fine. Marco Odermatt, of course, is going to ski really well. And then in the Americans, I think Truscanong, he's been skiing well in this course. And so hopefully Travis.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so that's
okay.
my American pick.
Okay, that's your American pick.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, hey, I'm sure you've got to roll and get things going, so we'll let you run. But we'll look for you in the stands if you're going to be up here. Well, thank you, USA. And so Uncle Lee is going to be out here doing the giveaways. Chris, they're going to kind of bounce back and forth while the announcing. So it should be a lot of fun. Once again, get up here early, 8:30. They're going to have those free Bloody Mary for you. So don't lollygag. Let's get out of bed.
It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. Okay, thanks, Chris.
See ya.
Okay. All right,
I love it,
Billy, what do
Tricia. I
you
love
think?
it. Yeah, I think,
What
well,
else do you think we're going to run into this morning?
you never know. That's what's so fun about it. It's interesting. I didn't even know till a couple of days ago that Shaun White was going to be in town, and that is a huge name. It's no wonder that he had a big line. That's really cool. So he'll probably be walking around signing autographs because he's such a very cool, down-to-earth guy. Here's something funny. I got to interview him once many years ago, and I interviewed him on the day he received his first Colorado driver's license, which was really funny. He was really excited about that, and I also found out that he does not like being called the Flying Tomato. If you see him, do not refer to him as the Flying Tomato. He goes, I never liked that name, so I don't blame him. So that's really cool. Things are happening up there. Like as I mentioned before, the excitement is rising, the energy is rising, and it's going to be a scene. It's going to be a perfect Saturday up there, all that fresh snow. Hopefully, I know we're supposed to get more snow this afternoon at some point. Hopefully it won't affect the races again because the races are so exciting. It's that tough thing. We want snow, but we don't want to mess the races up. But it does not hamper the partying at all, for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, there was a lot of people that had mixed feelings yesterday. Like, we always want snow, even if it means like terrible driving conditions and trouble getting to the airport. And so a lot of people were like, oh, I don't want the snow. Like, everyone in the organization was like, please snow on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night.
Right
Monday,
at the end.
snow all you want.
Right at the very end of the last race, let the heavens just open up.
Yes, totally. And I love how Chris mentioned Alexander Kilday. I like to refer to him as Michaela's boyfriend. But the women's team are in Lake Louise this weekend. So they were in Killington last weekend, Lake Louise this weekend. The men were just in Lake Louise. So it's really cool to have this couple weeks of them being on American soil. And then we are bringing some World Cup racing to Lake Tahoe, to Palisades Tahoe, later this spring. So just every once in a while, we get fed a little race. Otherwise, they're going to be off in Europe for pretty much the entire season.
I don't know how they keep that schedule up. I don't know how they do that. They literally hopscotch all over the world, skiing all over, throwing their lives on the line all the time, and then yet traveling all over, and somehow they just pull together every time. It's amazing to me.
Oh, hey, and you know what, Billy? I have my Believe in Steven pin.
Oh, there it
Let me see
is.
if we can see.
And of course,
Okay,
that's
yeah, you know
Stephen
what?
Nyman. Stephen Nyman from the U.S. men's team for sure. Believe in Stephen.
Yep. And it's so funny. It's beat up, and I put it on my hat with all my other pins. I've got German.
Oh, your
With
bling?
all my kids. So I was racing out of the house today, and I'm like, believe it, Steven. Because I love it when I see him, and then I show him pin, and then he's like, oh my God, you still have that?
Yeah, he's terrific. He's a great guy. He's been
now
on the
40
he's been
years
on there
old.
for a while. He's been on the team. He's always a fun guy to interview. Well, Tricia, I think we're going to take it to a weather, and we're going to take it to an interview you did a little while ago. We're going to check back in with you just shortly as things build, as the excitement builds up there in Beaver Creek. So don't you go anywhere, okay? So right now, also to mention, we're going to take it to a quick forecast, see what's happening today. We did get all this terrific snow, and as I said at the end of the show, it is a very chilly morning. This weather mountain report brought by the Owlets to Silverthorne. You know, the Owlets to Silverthorne, only about a 30-minute drive east of here, a little bit more this morning. I'm not saying go this morning, but all kinds of amazing needs at the Owlets to Silverthorne. If you got Christmas coming up, all kinds of cool stuff. But take a look at the weather. Very chilly start to the day, very cold temperatures this morning early. It's come up a little bit. We're looking at 13 in Vail, 14 in Beaver Creek. The roads are icy. I'll say it one more time. The roads are icy. If you're going anywhere, give yourself plenty of time. The last thing you want to do in the high country and on these interstates is feel like you have to rush driving on these roads. It's the last thing you want to do. Take your time. Temperatures are going to start to go up a little bit. Not a very warm day, only in the mid-20s. As we progress during the day, and there is that chance of snow coming, and later this afternoon, we'll see what happens with that. Tomorrow, things clear up a little bit, little slight sun pops out, high of 43, and then a chance of some more so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with temperatures in the evenings dropping down to actually 13 on Wednesday, and they continue to drop after that. It is December time, it is holiday time, and so be prepared for these temperatures and these snow conditions as you have to drive around Colorado. There's a look at the snow in the next few days, another foot, 12 inches of snow in the next few days. I will take that for sure. Of course, I said we will always take all the snow we can possibly get. Hey, you know, somehow we work it into all the events happening up here in the high country, but we'll always take that, especially with the holidays coming up. Who likes nothing more than a white Christmas eventually, so we'll keep it going. But Tricia had a chance to talk to someone from Beaver Creek. She had a chance to talk to Rachel Levinsky, the PR person from Vail Resorts, and she's talked about some very cool stuff happening in Beaver Creek, including a run being dedicated to one of our dear friends, Gary Shemanowitz, who passed away recently and suddenly, and it was a little devastating. So it's nice that they're going to name a run after him. We can all think of his smiling, crazy face whenever we see it. So here's that little thing Tricia did.
At the World Cup, we've got a lot of things going on besides racing. Rachel Levinsky is here to tell us more. She's with Beaver Creek Public Relations. And Rachel, we've got a lot of interesting things that we're doing up races.
Absolutely.
And one of them is to honor our very own Gary Shemanowitz, who unfortunately lost last year.
Yes. Gary's presence was felt at the races every single year. He started as a race patroller, and then obviously when he passed was the VP of Mountain Operations here at Beaver Creek. So the Vail Valley Foundation is honoring him before the races at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday. And we will be celebrating his life and all of the impact that he made to Beaver Creek and to the Birds of Prey World Cup.
Oh yeah, and you know what? This has had such a long history. I remember Gary when this first started, basically, like he was deeply involved year in and year out.
Yes.
And I know later on in the season, you will have a run dedicated to Gary.
He did announce that we are renaming the Double Diamond Run on the front side of the mountain to Gary's, which is a beautiful tribute to the legacy that Gary left here at Beaver Creek, and we're thrilled in that hopefully soon with all this snow.
Yeah, and that'll be right next to helmets and Addies.
Yes,
so a couple
next
of
to Addies.
famous friends on either side of that.
Yep.
But what do you think? I mean, this is, I know we had to cancel Fridays, but you know what? It's so great to have the people here. It's so great to have all the activities in the village. This is a wonderful weekend.
There's
to be
so much to do. This incredible World Cup spirit. You know, even though we did cancel Friday, the village is still so wonderfully vibrant, and there's tons to do, whether it's signings or music or build your own hot chocolate.
Santa.
So I'll be doing that. Yes, but that race is Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. and really excited to, you know, have some speedy times at the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And opening up Red Tail Run for skier and rider access, and also Birds of Prey Express. We got a lot going on here.
There is a lot going on. It's early season still, but we hit the ground running, and Mother Nature and all of our operations team certainly helped out.
All right, perfect. Thanks for your time this morning.
Of course. Thank you. Have a great day.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more together. Experience it for yourself this winter. Get your lift tickets today.
am Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Hey, welcome back to Vail Valley Live. Billy Dorn here. The studios of Grand Hyatt Vail. Pardon me, I just spilled my snowman mug. I guess I shouldn't expect a mug to do very well when it's actually round, so I should be careful about that. We're going to take a look at the road conditions. Actually, no, we're going to take a look at the Vail Daily headlines right now. I showed this recently, or just a moment ago when Tricia was talking. It is World Cup time. It is the need for speed. And looking at the Vail Daily today, the headlines right on the cover. How cool is this? The internationally known Shaun White was in town signing autographs right there yesterday. You know, as Tricia mentioned, he had a gigantic line, and it's no doubt he is a really nice guy. As I mentioned before, I've interviewed him before, and no, he does not like being called the Flying Tomato. So if you see him, do not call him that. So that's a look that's happening right there. Looking further down on page A3, we talked about that storm that came through. Man, it really walloped the area. And if you look at that photo right now, that's what the roads look like right now. Okay, so as I mentioned, if you have to go anywhere, give yourself plenty of time. We're going to talk about roads here shortly, but that story talks all about all the things happening. And also looking at local and regional right there, there's a picture of the wonderfully talented, amazing athlete and wonderful person, Julia Mancuso. She's also signing autographs. She is retired from the U.S. women's ski team, and she's very interesting. She's got a whole new thing that she's doing in this world. So if you get a chance, make it up there and talk to Julia Mancuso and get her autograph, because she always has interesting stuff going on. Taking it over to this other story. I love this right here. Tales from the legendary Beaver Creek Talents crew. I am always a huge proponent of going up to everyone on the mountain, whether they're lift operator, information, shovel, snow shoveler, and just saying thank you to them, because they're the ones that get this mountain up and running every morning so that you guys can go out and have fun. And the Tales from the legendary Beaver Creek Talents crew, this will be a great article to read, because this crew has been working on Beaver Creek Mountain for years and years and years. They're the ones that transform this mountain into an absolute wonder for ski racing. So if you see them, give them a pat. Give any of those guys and girls a pats on the back for being up there. You'll see them in their Vail Resorts jackets and just saying thanks for being up there. And over on page A8, the new Warren Miller film hits the Valar screen. That never gets old. Warren Miller, man, he is the king of ski racing, and you never know. Every time I see one of his movies, got some folks outside the studio. How you guys doing out there? Good to see you. Every time we see one of his movies, I always think, what's he going to do next? What are these athletes going to do next? Because just when you think they've done stuff that's practically superhuman and not possible, they have another movie coming out and they're doing stuff that's even more crazy. So we'll see what he has to say. Sports and outdoors right there. Marco Odermatt, of course, we're talking about him. He's a focus on today's run today. He's from Switzerland, and he's one that a lot of camera lenses are going to be pointed on, because he is set up to really be ripping it today. So all that can be found in the Vail Daily. Those kiosks are located all throughout the Eagle River Valley. You find them all over the place. But all that information and more is right there. Grab those Vail Dailies. They are free, so grab them and you get caught up in everything happening. Right now, we are taking it to a break. Is that everything? Oh, the roads I just talked about. Let's look at the roads. You know, I'm going to say this 100 times today. Give y'all plenty of time, folks. And when you get out there, especially on these conditions, don't be that angry rush driver. It's not good for anyone involved. Also, keep your wiper fluid topped off. As you can see on some of those roadways are getting wet because either the snow is starting to melt or ice from the traffic on it, or they have some mag chloride that they spray on there to keep the ice from happening. But either way, keep your wiper fluid topped off. The last thing you want to do is get stuck behind a semi and have that spray going on your windshield as you've run out of wiper fluid. So make sure that's topped off for safe driving, but give yourself plenty of time. It's going to be a challenging drive, at least for the first part of the day. And right now, we're going to take it back up to Tricia Swenson. She is up in Beaver Creek, right in the heart of World Cup. Things are happening. Look at you. Tricia, you are just the epitome of the USA fan. I love it. So how are things developing up there? Things looking good?
Hey, you know what? The only thing I forgot was my cowbell.
Oh, your cowbell.
There's a fever And the only cure is more cowbell.
Tricia, now
So
you're
don't
talking my
forget your
language. You're talking my language. I hear you completely. I should have an extra.
I know. So bring your cowbell. That's how they hear you. You can't really hear this. The racers don't hear a lot of this. They hear the cowbell, especially, and they really do. They'll say, I can hear that noise coming down," especially when they get to that red tail jump. They can hear you. So right now, Billy, we're just waking up. They're showing some funny videos of the jumbotron. A lot of the alumni from the Austrian team is doing a funny song, and they're like all doing these actions and stuff. So they're gonna get the whole crowd involved with this song later on, apparently.
Wait a minute,
But that's what
Austrians? Austrians like to sing? What?
Yes, they love to get crazy at these races.
They do.
So we were just talking to Uncle E, who's the announcer. He's been the announcer for several years here. He does a great job getting the crowd fired up. And he was telling me about this video with a lot of the alumni. The Austrians are so legendary on this course that a lot of them probably did race this at some point. Not Franz Klammer, we've met the Kaiser, but not Franz Klammer, but he's been here for it. And it's so great to have a lot of Europeans back this year as spectators. For the last couple of years, they haven't really been able to travel. So I think we'll see some more of our friends from across the pond. But you know what? I'm going to show you this, Billy. We already have people that are in the stands.
We're already camping out.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
They're up above me, and they have their, kind of right.
I see.
They're putting their little, what do they call them? Those little seat cushions.
I don't blame them.
Those, that you bring to the high school football game. They brought those already.
They're prepared for comfort.
They're
prepared for comfort. Yeah. Bloody Marys and comfort. Nothing wrong with that. That is a smart person right there, I would say. For sure. Well, it looks like it's going to be an amazing day up there, Tricia. We got all kinds of cool stuff. Hopefully the weather hold off. We're talking about a little bit of snow this afternoon, but hopefully that will not be an issue. They'll get that course in line and all ready to go. And Tricia, I'm going to give one more shout out to my lovely wife Lily, who's singing the national anthem tomorrow's events. So we'll be up there absolutely ready to rock and roll. But we'll be taking it back up to Tricia more here shortly. Right now, we're going to take it to commercial break. So Tricia, stay right there. We're going to be talking to you more. And you folks at home, get another cup of coffee. We're not done yet, so stick around.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outletsatsilverthorne.com for current sales and events.
Hi, my name is Carrie Mae Wack, and I'm with the Eagle Valley Library District, and today I'm at our Eagle branch featuring our Spark Studio. So this is our maker space lab, or the place where you can come try new technology. We have software, hardware, pretty much anything that you can use to make and create. We have some sort of version in our maker space. Thanks for checking out the Spark Studio with me today. Make sure to come back to the Eagle Public Library and check it out for yourself.
This is Dr. Max Sider here with Vail Valley Live for the Ask a Doc segment. I'm an orthopedic surgeon with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. I'm fellowship trained in sports medicine, and I specialize in comprehensive treatment of the hip, knee, and shoulder. Are there different types of injuries for skiers and snowboarders? Yes, obviously both can have the same types of injuries. Skiing is going to be a more predominantly lower extremity injury prone sport, while as snowboarding is more frequently going to involve the upper extremities when patients are bracing themselves, not yet patients, but skiers or snowboarders are bracing themselves for a fall. Wrist fractures are very common with snowboarding. Shoulder injuries very common with snowboarding, including AC separation, shoulder dislocations. We see a lot more ligamentous injuries about the knee with skiing. ACL being a very common one. One that we see that is non-operative is an MCL injury, which is always good news to give a patient because it's just a little downtime and then we expect a full return to prior level of function without needing surgery. Fractures, etc., of the lower knee joint called a tibial plateau fracture, very common in our skiing population. Snowboarders may want to wear a wrist guard, trying to protect that wrist from a big fall. How long is it okay for my shoulder to hurt after falling off my snowboard? Pain that is persisting for several days after a big fall is probably something you should have evaluated. We are always ready to see patients on a same-day basis. Anything that it presents with extreme weakness, an obvious deformity, or other truly concerning symptoms, you should be seen immediately. Any tips for my first ski season after an ACL tear? So this is one of my areas of particular specialty is ACL reconstruction. It is going to take on average about 9 months for a full return to sport. But we are actually assessing the patient with the assistance of our wonderful physical therapist here in the Valley with what's called a return to sports testing. That's the general progression of all return to sports, is starting a little slower and then building up higher, just like professional athletes do. Does a broken collarbone mean my ski season is over? Depending on the pattern of the fracture, may be treated surgically or non-operatively. A broken bone versus a fracture, we may offer surgery for that particular clavicle fracture. Normally a patient is going to be, in my practice, allowed immediate active and passive range of motion coming out of the sling as soon as they can tolerate. It takes about 6 weeks for the initial healing of that clavicle to occur. Depending on the fracture itself, I may clear somebody for some lower risk skiing after about the 6 to 8 week mark, or it may be the 3 month mark. Are there winter sports that you should not do with a labral tear? If we have progressed you through physical therapy and you're doing well with your labral tear, then the goal is to return you back to all sports, whether it is with or without surgery. And that's the goal of all of our non-operative treatment, is get you back to full level of function, pain-free, and doing well. Thank you so much again for watching the Ask a MD segment here with Vail Valley Live. I'm Dr. Max Sider with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. Stay safe out there. Number one piece of advice, wear a helmet.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Liv Sotheby's International Realty, Colorado's leading real estate firm. Contact your Vail Valley broker professionals today to help you live the life you love.
Welcome back to Vail Valley Live. Billy Dorn here at the Grand Hyatt Vail. Hey, we're going to take it outside, take a look at a live shot over in Vail here on Vail Mountain. See how it's looking? Oh, yeah, that snow is still coming down. It is a winter wonderland this morning, as we mentioned several times. You want to give yourself plenty of time if you are driving anywhere, especially to Denver. But that is a live shot currently as the snow falls. We will take it. We will take it. We will take it. That snow looks beautiful. And take a look at the weather report here coming up in the next few days. It's going to be a little chilly, as this morning started out extremely chilly as well. I got in my car this morning, 5 degrees. I felt like I was driving in a meat locker on the inside. But it was chilly, but give yourself plenty of time as the roads were quite icy. Currently 14 degrees in Beaver Creek, 13 over there in Vail. Temperatures will start to go up, not significantly, only in the mid-20s today. There is that chance of on and off snow throughout the afternoon. We may see a few more inches of snow, but on average today it'll be around 13 degrees. So bundle up. If you're on the mountain, layer, layer, layer. It's all about layering. If you're out and about shopping or doing whatever you're doing, just be prepared for some very, very chilly temperatures. And the next few days, things may start to change a little bit. Tomorrow, things, maybe the sun will pop out a little bit with a high of 43, and then those temperatures really start to drop again with a chance of snow Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And as we get into Thursday and Friday and the weekend, those nighttime lows really start to drop back down into the single digits. It's going to be chilly. Be prepared. That's what happens in the Rocky Mountains. You know, we've been talking all about World Cup happening this weekend, and it's an amazing event. But if that's not your style, we do have some other things coming up. There's a look at the snow in the next few days. 9 inches new on Beaver Creek, 9 inches new on Vail. And look at that. In the next 1 to 5 days, another chance of a foot of snow or so. We will take it for sure, as much as we can get. But as I mentioned, there's all kinds of other things going on. If you're a hockey fan, you could go check out the Vail team, the Vail Yetis. They play regularly. They played last night and they're playing tonight. There's a look at the site right there. They play the Jackson Hole. Was it the Jackson Hole Moose? Is that what it is, Lily? Jackson Hole Moose. Unfortunately, they didn't win last night, but these games are right here in Vail, Dobson Ice Arena. So if you want to kind of maybe try something different, go check out a hockey game. Stop by and check out the Vail Yetis. It's a really fun thing. And actually, our own Dom is one of the guys that plays on their team. So all kinds of cool things happening right there. Also, I wanted to mention that if you wanted something even more unique coming up, on December 23rd, now hopefully if you're still around, also at that same venue right there, Dobson Ice Arena, Olympian Nathan Chen is going to be here. And of course, he did really well in the Beijing Games. He took that podium on several occasions, but he'll be right here in Vail. You know, we get some incredible performers, amazing athletes that come here to Vail. So this is just another long line sample of the people that come here. So if skating's your game, come check it out. And then you can check that out on the website, vailskatefest.com. And there's also other things happening. If you want to get out and about, maybe you get off the ski mountain for a little while, you could do guided snowshoe tours. That's also courtesy Betty Ford Alpine Gardens. They do guided tours, just snowshoeing around the gardens. We got fat tire biking on the snow. We got snowshoeing. We got dog sledding. There is so much to do in this area, and you can find a lot of that stuff on discovervail.com if you want to do something really neat. Dog sled. Have you ever dog sledded before? I've done it once, and it is really cool. And no matter what anyone says, those dogs love to do it. They are having an absolute blast. Someone else having an absolute blast right now is our own Tricia Swenson. She is live up in Beaver Creek in the midst of all the amping energy for the Beaver Creek World Cup. And I know there's people starting to take to the stands. Are we going to take it up to Tricia and see what she's doing? Tricia, how are things going? You got more people? Oh, you got a whole bevy of people right there.
I know. You know what, Billy? I'm at the right location because they come off of the staircase and they need to catch their breath, and that's when I grab them.
Grab them.
So, yeah, so we thought we grabbed Terry and her crew, and she's going to sing the national anthem. So I know Lily's doing it tomorrow, but this is so great to have you guys here. We got the guitar on Joe's back right now. So tell me about this. I mean, this is a special thing to get to do in front of all these different countries and just to represent the USA.
Well, yes, Joe and I grew up ski racing. My daughter ski races. My husband grew up ski racing. So this is our sport. This is our family sport. It's a legacy sport for us. Joe was on the US ski team. So his first World Cup was actually doing the national anthem. So it's pretty amazing. And yeah, we've been doing it since 2015.
Oh, I know. And then they're going to have probably one of the birds, right? The birds of prey is usually out.
The birds.
The big bird.
And there might be a big bird. Yes.
Okay.
I've heard some rumors.
Heard some movers.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll let you go get your vocal cords all ready to go. It's a little early to be singing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, a couple of shots of espresso and we'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Bloody
Little Bloody
Marys.
Marys. And they've got the World Cup on.
Yeah,
The other
soccer.
World Cup is going on.
Have to change that score.
Okay, you guys, have a fun day.
Love you. Have
Okay,
fun.
love you too. All right, thanks, you guys.
Oh, that's terrific. That's terrific. She's got a beautiful voice as well, so I look forward to hearing that for sure. She does a great job. She's a really good job. So,
Yeah, oh no, I love how they have, they showcase our local musicians and
Yeah.
singers, your wife included. Such a treat, and it still gives me chills every time I hear that song. Brings a tear to my eye.
It does.
We're proud to be American. Go USA.
yeah, there it is. And it's also cool because of what they've done for several years, and I'm assuming they'll do it this year as well, is while they're singing the national anthem, they have those wonderful folks out there from the Raptor Rescue, and they have those huge eagles, like live golden eagles and bald eagles standing there behind the singer, which is really makes you kind of get choked up looking at that,
Yeah, oh totally. I can't wait to hear about you and Lily's experience tomorrow being here for that. That's quite the honor to be able to sing the national anthem.
It's going to be really cool. And also, I wanted to say another honor that you just had recently is you had a chance to talk to Ted Ligety, which I think we're going to take a look at that right now. We talk about the downhill event. Ted Ligety is a legendary downhiller for the U.S. men's alpine team. He is so accomplished. Yeah.
Well, he was more of the technical guy. He was Mr. GS.
GS, my
so he was
mistake.
Mr. GS.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
He and Marcel Hirscher used to go back and forth. Who's going to be on the podium? It was always so exciting to watch those guys. Such great respect for them, and them as athletes had respect for each other. But
absolutely.
Yes,
well, let's take a look at what Ted had to say about all the events. Let's take it. Here's Tricia talking to Ted Ligety.
Joining me now, we have Ted Ligety, of course, Olympic champion, World Cup champion. He is back in Beaver Creek for the races. And Ted, unfortunately, we had today's race canceled due to the snow and the conditions. But we still have a downhill tomorrow and a Super G on Saturday. On Sunday. How does it feel to be back at Beaver Creek, the Birds of Prey?
Yeah, it's cool. It's different than the 15 years that I raced here. Now watching as a spectator and being on the other side of it, but it's fun. So it's exciting to go skiing, even though the race is canceled today.
Yeah, you get a little free skiing in now.
Yeah, exactly. Powder day.
Perfect. Now, how do the racers handle the ups and downs of weather? You can't really control what's going on, and you have to get yourself psyched for the next day. How do you guys mentally prepare for these type of decisions?
At least on a day like today, when it gets canceled at 7 o'clock in the morning, you basically stay in bed, and it's just like a rest day. You go in the gym and you stay active. On days you're out there until 1 o'clock and it gets canceled, that's pretty mentally exhausting, I think, a lot of days, because you're trying to get yourself ready to race all day long. So it's on a day like this, I think it's easy just to blow off and go on to the next day and get prepped. So it kind of depends on the scenario.
Yeah, especially because today was going to be a downhill, and then tomorrow will be a downhill as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They still have got a chance to get this. Well, we don't have the GS this year, and that was your course. You were Mr. GS out here, and that was such a nice, fun run for all of us spectators to watch you. But what did that mean to have all these wins on American soil?
I love racing here. It's the only one place where a bunch of friends and family can come out and watch. The hill matched up well with me, so to have all that success on this hill, which is the only hill we raced in the U.S., was hugely important for my career, and just being able to share some glory, in the career with my closest people in my life.
Yep. And have you been in touch with the team? Have you been getting the vibe of what they're looking for into this weekend or even the rest of the season?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of the guys here and there, and talked to the coaches, that I'm still friends with. So everybody's psyched. Everybody's always super pumped to race here. From the American team to also the European team, the way they prep the course is amazing. The hill in general is an awesome hill. So everybody's always really pumped to race here.
Well, Ted, let's talk about what your life is like now. How does it feel to be retired? And do you get the itch to go back up there?
I have some competitive juices here and there, but not real. I know I couldn't muster the strength and ability to race at the level that I want to. So I'm pretty well over that. And now, I have 3 kids. I have 2-year-old twins and a 5-year-old. And
oh wow, your hands are full.
Home life is plenty chaotic to to not have to travel all the time. So it's nice being home and then working more full time on tread. And
Yeah, tell us about what's going on with the eyewear.
Yeah, so I mean, I started this 15 years ago. I started tread 15 years ago, and now the idea was always to be able to transition to that after I was done. So doing definitely more full time there, and then still working with a lot of partners from my race career as well, and dabbling some commentating here and there. So yeah, staying busy.
Okay, and staying busy, I can imagine with 3 kids, you are pretty busy. I think I've seen some GoPro videos of you around the little kiddie track with the bikes.
Yeah, we love going to the pump track. That's always fun with guys.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, we're so glad that you're back. Hopefully we'll get that race off tomorrow,
Yeah,
but
we'll
in the
see,
meantime,
hopefully.
I know you're doing your autograph signing. What sort of advice do you have for the youngsters that are trying to be like you out there on the course someday?
Just have fun with it. You got to work hard, but I think if you can, gamify and have fun with things, then it's easy to work hard and, play and experiment. That's what it's all about. Trying to figure out how it works for yourself.
Okay, all right. Thanks so much, Ted Liggety, here at Beaver Creek.
Thank you.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more together. Experience it for yourself this winter. Get your lift tickets today.
It's all waiting for you. Inside here. Explore the slopes coast to coast and everywhere in between with Epic Pass.
This season in Vail, the possibilities are limitless. After a lesson with world-class instructors, there's so much more to see, more to explore, more incredible terrain, and legendary back bowls. Every lesson sends you further. Unlock the skills, grow the confidence to experience more mountain than ever before. This season, discover more about Vail with a lesson. Book ski and snowboard school at vail.com. Vail, like nothing on earth.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Grand Hyatt Vail, Hyatt's newest luxury resort in Vail.
Welcome back to Vail Valley Live, and we are here at the Grand Hyatt Vail. That's where our studios are located. I got to mention, if you haven't been over here, it's over in the Cascade Village area. Come check it out. Grand Hyatt Vail is a beautiful property. They got amazing restaurants. They got the Gessner restaurant. They got a fantastic fireside bar and lounge, but the area is gorgeous. Come check it out. There's also a chairlift here that barely ever gets used. Just saying. Taking a look at the weather, though, it started out as a very chilly morning, a very icy morning. Currently, we're at 17 at Beaver Creek, 15 over in Vail. Temperatures not climbing too high today, only in the mid-20s. Evening temperatures quite chilly as well. So if you have any pets that are out in the evenings, hopefully they're only out for a short period of time. Currently we're at about 13 on average for the course of the day. We may get a little snow this afternoon, maybe a couple inches, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that we can get a little bit of accumulation, but it does not affect the Beaver Creek World Cup events happening today, which is going to be exciting. Looking at the next few days, the weather ahead, tomorrow things break a little bit, clouds, but a little bit of sunshine, high of 43, and that'll be the warmest day coming up. In the next several days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, chance of more snow coming in, and look at those nighttime temperatures. They really start to drop as we get to Friday, only about 8 degrees, and probably drop even more into the weekend. It is holiday time, though, so we're wanting that snow. We're wanting those storms coming through. Looking at what happened yesterday, that beautiful, wonderful, strong, powerful snow that came in, 9 inches fresh in Beaver Creek, 9 inches Vail. We probably got more than that because they measure that in about a 24-hour accumulations, and it started snowing probably before they started measuring, so that was quite a great dumping. The next few days, potential of another foot of snow, and maybe 10, 11, 12 inches, maybe more. We'll hope the next 6 to 10 days, maybe another half a foot or so. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Hey, it never hurts to go out and do your snow dance. And also, you want to make sure if you're new to the high country, if you're up here visiting, plenty of water, no altitude sickness. Get plenty of water. Stay hydrated. That is the key. key factor up here in the high country as you're having fun. And someone who's having fun right now, we're going to take it up to Tricia, Leah. We're going to take it back up to Tricia Swenson. I love chatting with her. She's up there live in the midst of all the mayhem and Beaver Creek World Cup fever happening in the village right there. Tricia, do you got some special interviews up there?
Oh, we got cue me.
Oh my goodness, we're having so much fun. We're running into so many people, including Robbie. I mean, you never know who you're going to meet here. So I got Uncle Lee, who we've been talking to all morning, and then we just saw Marco Sullivan, and I go, wait, Marco, I have your hat still. I had it in my backpack.
Still has the hat.
So I got the Believe in Steven and the hat. Marco Sullivan, he's an alumni of the U.S. ski team. Marco, how's it feel you back?
It's us. Just on the course. It's looking pretty good after all the new snow, and it's going to be a great race.
Okay, yep, and you know, yesterday we had the delay, but that's expected when we had that crazy weather that dumped so much snow. Did you get to free ski?
I was skiing all day. I actually went out with this guy a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he was good too. Yeah. Hey, if you can't be working, you might as well be playing, right?
Yeah, we had a blast. Good snow, and you know, what better way to celebrate the World Cup than get some messes, right?
Oh, I know. So Uncle Lee's going to be doing some fun announcing. Are you going to be giving away skis? 25 seconds.
We got skis. Bring those over here. Come here.
I need you in 30.
I got you. Let's go live. Yeah, we're doing live.
Wow.
Check this out. Pacifico skis right here. We have so much stuff, like 6 boxes of free stuff to give away.
What?
Yeah, get out here. Marco, you think you can handle those?
Very nice.
Very nice.
You'll toss to DJ Triz getting down at the downhill.
All right, we're going to let
I got to do some live TV here now.
He's going to do some live TV. Let's keep Marco around for a little bit.
Go, have fun. See you. Come on out. It's a good time.
Woo! All right, okay, I'm just going to get us a little bit closer here. It's kind of loud down here, right, Marco? The party is beginning.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so what are you doing these days?
I'm actually commentating today for outside TV.
Awesome.
I'm still involved with ski races today.
Okay, and I've heard that Outside TV is doing a great job of showing some of our races. You know, it's always like, hey, how do we watch it? What's the best way to watch?
It has been tough to watch this year, but today Outside, they're free. We have the Outside Plus app, and it should be available to everyone.
Okay, so you guys heard it here. You can watch the race. We're gonna have Marco commenting, and you know what? Who knows the race better than you? I mean, this course is so legendary. It's so great to have this on American soil.
It's amazing. I think this is maybe the 25th year since 96.
Yes.
We have 7 Americans racing today. It's just going to be exciting. Internationally, this course has a lot of respect because every country is one of the toughest tracks in the world. It's just like a joy to watch and to ski.
It definitely is. All right. Well, hey, I knew I saved this for a reason. I'm glad I ran into you today. Hey, we'll let you get up there. I know you have lots of work to do. Okay. All right. Marco Sullivan, U.S. ski team alumni. So really, just been a lot
I love it. I love it.
Running into all sorts of people.
You're going to see everyone up there. And I just got to say, when Marco Sullivan, if you notice that big smile he has on his face all the time, he is so fun to interview because he is a guy who's not only an incredible skier, but you can tell he just loves what he does and he loves life itself because he always got that big smile on his face. So I'm so glad you got to catch Marco there. He's always great to see. Tricia, we're going to bring it back up to you in a few minutes. But right now, we're going to take it to a break because I know you're going to find someone else really interesting. But stick around. We got more coming up here in Vail Valley Live. Don't go anywhere.
This season in Vail, the possibilities are limitless. After a lesson with world-class instructors, there's so much more to see, more to explore, more incredible terrain, and legendary back bowls. Every lesson sends you further. Unlock the skills, grow the confidence to experience more mountain than ever before. This season, discover more about Vail with a lesson. Book ski and snowboard school at vail.com. Vail, like nothing on earth.
That's right. You can catch us every morning on Outside Television, Channel 17, live 7:30 to 8:30. Right now, we're going to take it back up to Tricia. She has Thomas Walsh, U.S. Paralympian up there. You just never know who you're going to come across, Tricia. You are like right in the midst of everything up there, and I can't only imagine the people who are probably walking by that you're not even seeing because everyone's up there. It's the Beaver Creek World Cup. Why not be up there? What do you got going on there right now?
Okay, you know what? You can't even shake a stick without running into someone fabulous. And I just ran into Thomas Walsh. I just saw Mark O'Sullivan. I turned, there's Thomas. And Thomas, like you mentioned, with the U.S. Paralympic team, he medaled in Beijing just last season. And we're so happy to have you here. And you've been a follower of this sport since you were a wee child. And now you're, officially a part of it. How does it feel to be here?
I love it. This is a great event. I started coming here when I was just a kid.
Yeah.
And I love happening here. Such a buzz. We're so lucky in the United States to have a World Cup at our hometown. It really inspires a lot of younger athletes to sit there. It's so much fun. It's a great day today. I'm so happy it's not too much snow, not too cold. People are making their way up. It's great.
Yeah, they came up early because they wanted to kind of get away from that bus line, which is probably starting to form. So I would get yourself up here quick. What? They're giving away Bloody Marys right over here. But yeah, I have my Believe in Steven pin. I know you're really good friends with Steven. Amazing that he's still out here racing. And we saw Ted Liddy yesterday. It's just great to see Darren Rounds was here yesterday too. So great to have these heroes.
There's a lot of legends, a lot of American skaters coming here. You got Marco, you got Steven, you got Ted, you got the younger guys like River, Adam, from the Valley. Everybody's here. And this is the place to see them walking around, eating. It's just really beautiful.
Yeah, it definitely is. Now, how have things been for you this past year? I mean, the medal, look at, we've got the Olympic hat on. It looks gorgeous. Okay, what have you been up to? I know you've been overseas training.
Yeah, so as a ski racer, kind of like these guys here, it's a lot of life on the road. So my season's really been a lot of cross training. I go to the Western Pyrenees.
Yeah,
oh good,
yes.
And then spending most of my time over in Switzerland and Austria skiing. I'm getting ready to leave on Sunday for my own World Cup. So it's going to be a full-on year competition.
Okay, well, if we want to follow you, what's the best source?
I'm on Instagram at @TWalnuts.
Okay.
I post a lot about what I'm doing and what Paralympics here. So we got a couple of us from Vail.
Okay, perfect. Any picks for today? What do you think? I heard Michaela's boyfriend's feeling better. He had the flu earlier this week.
It's unfortunate he's overcome a little bit of sickness, but I think you're going to see Kilday charging. You're going to see Odermatt charging from 15. One of my favorites, Dominic Parrish is up there getting ready to go.
Maybe Foyce. I mean, that guy could throw it down. We got a whole host of different athletes that might be taking the top of the podium today.
And they're gunning for it. It's going to be a long season for these speed guys. And there's some sort of competition. Yeah. You'll see Kilday and Odermatt like this. Yep. I have a feeling Travis is going to have something to say about this race.
Yes.
He performed pretty well here in the past. And also some of these young Canadian guys. They came out last year charging, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some of those Canadian boys do pretty well.
Okay, all right, we're getting some predictions from Thomas Walsh. Born and raised here in the Vail Valley, a true local. Oh, hey, can we get a blue light Vail? Here, it's not quite, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Exactly, with some Tito's Bloody Mary.
Tito's Bloody Marys. Hey, Billy, sorry you're not out here.
Oh, man, I'm feeling so left out. You better save one of those for me. I think that was my friend Chelsea that just handed you that. See, you never know who you're going to run into. I gotta tell you what, Tricia, I'm feeling really boring in this studio watching you up there with all these amazing people walking by. It looks like you're having a blast. We're going to check more with all this happening tomorrow because World Cup's going to continue today and through tomorrow. So, Tricia, thanks for being up there. This has been a lot of fun. I can't believe an hour's already gone by.
Cheers! Cheers!
Yeah, a little insult to injury. I hope she's enjoying. She looks like she's enjoying herself. And I hope you guys all enjoyed yourself. We've been live. That hour goes by. It's too fast. If you want, you can follow us on YouTube or like us on Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube. And also every morning here on Outside Television, Channel 17, live 7:30 to 8:30. This has been a great time. Wish you guys having a great day. Please be careful driving. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:30. Have a great day.